Hello everyone, welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. My name is Denise. At the Hypergamous Journey, we talk about dating advice for women 55 and older who want to partner or marry a man of a higher socioeconomic level. I give you my experiences, dating experiences, almost real time. We talk about books and movies that I review from a hypergamous lens and that I recommend that you watch or see for yourself. If you know anyone who is interested in hypergamy and who is 55 or older, please like, share, subscribe, and share my videos with them or video with them. Today I would like to discuss a book entitled Reminders. This is the way it is, Reminders, Book of Reminders by Zakiya Fatin or Fatin, Fatin. And a friend of mine gave me this book. She read it and she gave it to me. And I read reminder number 7. So the reminders are one page. They're not really long. They could be 2 sentences or a paragraph or more. But they go from reminder 1 to reminder 118. Today I read reminder 7. And this is what Zakiya Fatin writes. When you tell yourself the truth, it is in that moment that everything changes. It is in that moment that you take full responsibility and ownership over your life and your actions. When you tell yourself the truth, the stories you once told and the lies you once lived no longer have control over you. Again, this is reminder number 7. When you tell yourself the truth, it is in that moment that everything changes. It is in that moment that you take full responsibility and ownership over your life and your actions. When you tell yourself the truth, the stories you once told and the lies you once lived no longer have control over you. When I read books like this, I like to replace the word you for me. And you for I, you or yourself for me. So I'm going to read it this one last time, replacing the word you, yourself, for I, and me. It seems to resonate more with me when I replace those pronouns with, or third person pronouns with first person. So, when I tell myself the truth, it is in that moment that everything changes. It is in that moment that I take full responsibility and ownership over my life and my actions. When I tell myself the truth, the stories I once told and the lies I once lived no longer have control over me. I read this today and I journaled, meditated, and did all of that good stuff that I try to do every day. I'm not successful every day, but I really try. But this one I read and I was like, whoa, how true this is. So from a hypergamous lens, it states, when I tell myself the truth, it is in that moment that everything changes. When I tell myself the truth and I write about it in my journal, it is in that moment that everything changes. I am saying to myself and to the universe that I make a commitment to myself because I am taking the time to write this message or what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, I'm excavating, and I'm putting it on the paper. So it is in that moment that I change. It is in that moment that I change. So once I have brought to light what I have been hiding within myself, within my own thoughts, has been shown the light of day. So now I can no longer deny, I can no longer put off what I know to be true because I've written it down. Now I have to hold myself accountable. I can continue to lie to myself because we have free choice and free will. God has given us that. I can continue to lie to myself, or I can tell the truth and continue to tell the truth. It is in that moment that I take full responsibility and ownership over my life and my actions. So now that I've revealed my thoughts, the truth, I can't lie to myself. I've been in masculine energy for the last 30-some years. That's the truth. I've been angry for the last 57. Or 56 or 57. I didn't know. Part of it I knew I was angry. The other part was I was angry sometimes. And so now I feel like I'm not angry anymore, not at men in particular, or how I grew up or anything like that. It's just and maybe it has to do with age. It's like I just accept it. It didn't kill me. It made me stronger. I've gotten softer in the last 3 years. I started this journey in 2019, 20, 21, 22. So in the last 3 years, I've gotten softer, gentler, more feminine. Even my voice has changed. And that was deliberate. So it's not like really high. It's not a false high, but it is softer, and I'm talking slower too. So it's in that moment that you take full responsibility and ownership over your life and your actions. It is in that moment that I take full responsibility and ownership over my life and my actions when I tell myself the truth. When I tell myself the truth, the stories I once told and the lies I once lived no longer have control over me. How does this relate? I used to tell myself that I wasn't in partnership and long-term relationships because it was the man's fault. It was always his fault. He did this. He did that. He wasn't faithful. He wasn't loyal. He wasn't. So I wouldn't say I never, but I never really thought that the root of the problem was me. Because these men have come and they have gone. It hasn't been many, but they've come and they've gone. But I didn't take out the microscope and really look at myself and tell myself the absolute unadulterated truth about me. Until YouTube. Basically, I was angry and bitter. That was the foundation of everything, and I did a video on that. So now I make a habit of telling myself the truth. I tell myself about my insecurities. When I think that I've worked on them, something will happen to trigger them. And you never know if you're really over your insecurities until you have a relationship. It doesn't matter how long it lasts. Ultimately, if you stay together long enough, you're going to see your insecurities rear their ugly head. And if you're a woman who doesn't have any, more power to you. This video is not for you. But I'm told, just as human beings, we all have them. It's a matter of whether or not we let them control our lives and get into and in the middle of our relationships, be they romantic or platonic. So all of my relationships have parts of them that trigger things about myself. So they may not necessarily be insecurities, but they all trigger a little bit of a side of me that's a little bit different, and then some of it overlaps. And the reason why I love journaling so much is because I can see in black and white how things are layered over each other, how they intersect, how they have an overarching theme. For instance, I have my good days and my bad days where I think that I am beautiful or pretty, and then I may have those days where, girl, you need to do something with yourself. So today happens to be a day where I feel like I look pretty. I had an event to go to, and I was like the brightest thing there. I was the only African American woman there. It's all women. And these women are professional women, some retired. And they have managed to secure these humongous diamond rings on their fingers. I mean, like, I don't know, 10 carats, 15 carat diamond rings total. They got this humongous center stone and all the little diamonds around it, and when they do their hands, it's flickering in the light, and I feel like I'm the only one who is single. And I'm really a shy person, but I have managed to, I know how to converse with people and initiate conversation and basically just make the conversation about them. So I went there, I was at a function today, and so I was the brightest person there, the only African American, and it seemed like the only single woman there. I was invited by a minister, one of the associate ministers of the church. I really like her. And she said that she invited me because she likes my energy. And, the truth be told is that my experiences are different from these women, and I bring a different perspective, just like they bring a different perspective. But what I noticed is that these women may have had a similar background to me, but I don't know that for sure. But just their behavior kind of indicated to me that they might have a similar background to me. Southern, grew up in the South, maybe not, born with a silver spoon in their mouth, had a little bit of struggle. I just got that energy, except for one woman. It looked like she came from maybe money, and another woman looked like she may have come from money. But was one woman in particular I'm talking about, her skin looked different. It looked like she took care of her hair and her skin, and she looked like she might have been in her 50s, late 50s. Yeah, maybe late 50s, early 60s. But her skin looked different from the rest of the women. Yeah, especially her face. Her skin glowed like she took care of it. The other women, they didn't look like that. Their skin didn't look like that. So we think that, keeping to the subject, truth be told, maybe even, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have been very uncomfortable in that situation. Very uncomfortable. All of my insecurities would have come up about, the way I grew up in Harlem, and all of my experiences growing up there, and how I didn't fit in with these ladies here. What could I contribute to the conversation? Even though I'm educated, I don't have any highfalutin job. That was my choice. As our lives are our choice. But I continue to tell myself the truth. And the truth is this: I am enough. I have enough. And I do enough. Period. I got that from a YouTuber. It's, I have enough, I do enough, and I am enough. That is really the truth of the matter. And all the insecurities and triggers that I have, they're just stories that I'm telling myself. They're stories that you're telling yourself. Your insecurities, your triggers, your negative beliefs, they're just thoughts that you're telling yourself. So let's choose some different thoughts. And I got 3 of them right here. I am enough. I do enough. I have enough. That's it. 3. And when you say those to yourself in the first person, I, notice how your body feels. Notice how your cells feel. You feel a lifting up of your spirit. It's like, yeah, I do enough. I have enough. Duh, I am enough. If you like this video or any of my others, please like, subscribe, share. Check out the statement journals on Amazon, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.